Hey everybody, Mark Allen here. Welcome to Shed Talks. Have you ever noticed how memory is perfect, at least in your mind, and then all of a sudden you realize it's kind of imperfect? You know, a situation happened, you think you have every detail down, and then five of your friends go, no, that's not quite what happened. You forgot that other part. Let me give you an example of this from my racing career. Back in 1988, I started a winning streak that went from the fall, November of 1988, all the way through Ironman 2 years later in 1990. In that time, I won 20 races at every distance you can imagine. For years, that's what I was saying. Well, this is Shed Talks. I'm going to give you the honest truth on it. A year ago, I was cleaning up some of the stuff in my shed. I found some old memorabilia, and I found this. This, as you can imagine, is a trophy. I looked on it. It was a race that I'd forgotten about. I thought my winning streak started in November of 1988 in Reunion Island at a long distance race there. But just prior to that, I went to the Bermuda International Triathlon and I won that. That meant that my winning streak was 21. That perfect memory of 20, it was really 21. Scott Zagarino, who's helping me out with uncovering a lot of this history, said, how can you forget a race that you won? How can you possibly forget? I don't know. It's imperfect, right? Let me read those to you, what those races were. Started with the Bermuda Triathlon, international distance, Olympic distance. Then I went on to Reunion Island, a long distance race. Then it turned into 1989. Started out Pucón Triathlon, which was a half Ironman. America's Paradise Triathlon in St. Croix, a half. The World Cup Triathlon in Surfers Paradise, a long distance race. The Nice International Triathlon, long distance race. The President's Triathlon, Olympic distance, qualifying us for the first ever ITU World Championships in Olympic distance. The Heineken Triathlon in England, Olympic distance. Coors Light Biathlon in San Francisco. The ITU World Championship, 1989, first ever. Music City Triathlon, another Olympic distance race. And then I finished off the 89 season with the Bud Light, what at the time was the Bud Light Ironman World Championship. The Perfect 10 season. And then 1990, again, Pucón Triathlon is where I started out, a half. We went to Easter Island and did an Olympic distance race there. Just amazing. The World Cup Triathlon on the Gold Coast of Australia. Again, long distance race. A triathlon in Paris, Olympic distance race. Nice, long distance, both those in June. The Sader Triathlon in Sweden, the half Ironman. And then the Vancouver International Triathlon, Olympic distance. Last two of the season that year, Chicago Sun-Times, and then again the Ironman World Championship. 21 races, all distances. I thought I only had 20. Sometimes that imperfect memory gets recharged with a fact that actually makes things even better than you thought they were. What's your imperfect memory? Let me know. We'd love to hear your stories just as much as I love telling mine. And I think that's it for Shed Talks today. Imperfect memory, the perfect memory. Shed Talks, Mark Allen.